action in the N2.
And the Darwings in medal contention, for sure. Currently sitting level with 1 shot. Second in theory on the scoreboard, but Academy, when they get their round scored, will go ahead of them. So it looks as though Darwings and 1 shot are going to be fighting it out for the bronze.
Darwin's and 1 shot, yeah? What's the point difference on what you've got on the screen so far between them two?
0.
No, so the neck and neck, yeah?
They are indeed on level points.
All right, so that's
But
the
we're
N2.
only scored up to round 3. That was round 5, so we've still got round 4 to go to be scored.
Well, N2 is finished for the day. Here's round 6 of N1. The open category is in, and Air Max Asper Maubeuge with their round 6. And what's the draw on the round 6, Leslie?
It is 6MB4, so 6, that's Stadion.
Good boogie block.
Then M, which is the a star, and 4, which is where Buffalo Girls go around the outside, where Point goes around the outside and redocks this one here.
Yes.
So we go down and then up again. We saw that one earlier in the N2s. That's the 6, double vertical. I would say the center points haven't crossed there. So I would bust them on that actually.
There
Like
again.
they're kind of going up and going back down again.
Yeah.
There's no actual crossing
Oh,
going on there. Did you notice that?
And you very rarely see that in an outdoor event, and it's always been talked about by the judges, making sure you cross the centres. I never quite understood what they meant. I know now.
Yeah, sometimes, yes. Sometimes, yeah, it just shows that you haven't, because by doing a vertical, you're doing the same amount of rotation. But if you're just going up and you're basically replacing a rotation with a vertical move,
Yeah.
but you still have to put in that rotation.
Yeah, it's
if you
gotta
just
be-
go up and down, you've not done anything.
Yeah.
So you actually have to physically cross over the other side and come back, otherwise you haven't done the rotation. Now, their centre points are crossing because they're going over and then under, but we'll see what happens with that other one. Which team was it? Let's keep our eye on that.
It was
see if
the
they
Air
crossed.
Max Asper Maubeuge.
You've really got used to these names now. They're just chipping out of your tongue like beef roast and Yorkshire pudding, aren't
I'm
they?
just saying it faster, that's all. So, interesting stuff. It's the last bit of action for this morning in the 4-way, taking us through till 12, just after 12:30 for the lunchtime break. And here we have Expedition Asper Maubeuge with their round 6. 6 rounds in one morning. It's a lot. You don't normally get that in a competition, do you? 6 rounds in one morning, Leslie?
No, but then tunnel competitions have changed all of that. You used to have 45 minutes between landing and getting, and having to get back in the aircraft.
And do you remember the first tunnel competitions having that as well? I'm sure they did when they first started with it.
Yeah, there was a lot of rules that came from outdoors that then we realised, well, that's not actually going to work in an indoor meet, is it?
No. All right, so there we go.
Nice job of the 4 there. I'm quite intrigued with how much these guys are not doing the cross on the 6. That was again, it didn't look as though they were crossing properly there. It more like, oh well, we'll go up and we'll both turn both pieces and then we'll come back down in the same place.
Well, let's have a look at the top view on these 6s now.
Yes, good idea, Regan. We like that. Well done, technical team.
Yeah, I mean, not right now. we don't want to see that right now. But when we're flying on the, we'll tell you when. We'll give you an idea when we want to see it. But as an example, what we'll maybe do, we just lost the wind speed temporarily. I don't know what's going on right now in the tunnel there. We just having a bit of a conversation with the technical drivers. They're just checking out something there. But yeah, when we go back to that, I think what we'll do, Leslie, on this next team, let's have a look at the top view for the
which is what the judges will see.
Yeah, just to get an idea of this crossover we're talking about on the 6. And we'll talk you through a little bit more about the technique we mean. So as we enter the tunnel with this team, let's keep the top view for the whole of the flight, and we'll describe a little bit about this move we're talking about of crossing the centres. as we do the
And
piece.
the 6 is the move we're talking about is the first move. So they're going to build a formation and they go straight
So
into
let's
this
keep
move.
on this view. Let's keep on this view
Here
for
we
this
are.
one round.
Now you see they're actually crossing. They're
Yeah.
crossing. That's what they're supposed to do. They're crossing with their partner going over to the other side and then back. Let's
So
have a
it's
look at
coming
it
up-
again.
it's coming up now
So we've got
here.
the 6. So we got
Crossing.
I cross with my partner. You cross with your
Yeah.
partner. So effectively, you've done a double vertical, but you have done. If you see it stamped out on the sheet, it says you do a 360 with
Yes.
relation to the other piece. So by crossing and then double crossing, then
Yeah.
you've proved that you have done the equivalent of a 360. I'd love to see the other teams from above, the ones that looked as though they were cutting it. And if I look at this from the side,
Yeah, let's go
it
back to the
looks
side.
good.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, we'll go back to the normal viewing and continue as well. But it was good. We'll exercise that, and we'll give you some of the top view as well throughout the round, so you can see what's going on. So here we go. Next team in, lined up in the door. Cyberlab. We still don't know anything about them.
And that's a good cross that they're getting there. Nice controller height on the 4, point going down
Yeah.
and then back up again. And you can see, yep, they're crossing.
They're crossing well.
Let's see it on the overhead. Now
Uh-huh.
we've got the 4. That's the 6, cross with a partner and
Lot-
cross and back.
Lot of
And
momentum there.
looks good from the side
Yeah.
and from above.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be, because you could see there that they're doing the full cross. I wouldn't like to be
Being the
Jerry's judges judging some of those earlier ones, because it's a difficult call to bust somebody on that. But at the end of the day, if they're not doing as big a move as the other teams, then that's not fair. And from when you're judging it, normally the 4-way will of course be judged by a camera man or woman, a camera flyer. The judges judge the footage that comes from that. And so whether or not the center points cross can also be down to the camera angle. But here, where we've got or whether they look as though they've crossed or whether they look as though they haven't crossed, it can be down to the camera angle flying not sufficiently steep. These guys are doing a good job. You can see it on the overhead. You can see them crossing with their partner. Building the 6, I swap with you swap with her, and we're back where we were.
Yeah.
So we've done a 360. Center points have crossed.
Interesting stuff. Great to get some ideas and insight into the technique there from Leslie Girl, competitor in 4-way, 8-way, 16-way and big way formations as well over the last couple of decades. A lot of talent here for you this morning. Remember the overnight situation we left you with on the 8-way and the 2-way dynamic. On the 8-way, 3rd place Qatar Tigers, 2nd place Wimby Girls, 1st place the Wimby Elders, and in the 2-way dynamic, 3rd place was Way 2 Dynamic, 2nd place was Ice Mountain, and at the top was the Window Ninjas. And when we were going back to that action after the lunchtime break here at the French Nationals, wow, it's been a brilliant morning, Leslie, and we really enjoyed this action that we've been watching.
It's such a privileged position we have here right next
Yeah.
to the tunnel. I mean,
Yeah.
we're trying to bring you this action back home, and the guys are doing a great job of giving you the angles, but we've just got this extra one, which is right next to where they are. It's like staring at your heroes while they're doing the
best.
the ultimate of their ability.
Yeah.
It's a bit like being a voyeur, you know.
It is. It's very voyeuristic, especially when you get the antechamber there, and you can see the faces and the concentrations before and after. Okay, back up now. 58.5% of the power of the tunnel, like trying to walk in a gale force hurricane. In the go now for the flight. Round 6, final bit of 4-way for the day. No limits. His Russian team.
And again, doing a nice job on the cross, as you can see. There's the 4. Taking a little bit short, but that's certainly very, very clean. I would say they got the perfect amount of cheat on that.
Yeah.
So that was no limits from Russia.
All right, so do you want to, is it worthwhile having another quick check of those open category scores to see if there's been any change. I don't know. Aerocart Academy now in the flight. Aerocart Academy 2. That's the one.
Or deux, even.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah. Still no more scores other than up to round 2 of the AAA, the N1, the Open.
They're flying well,
And
Leslie. Look at
in-
these. That grip management's back. Off the
Yes.
grips. Bam, bam, bam.
So Mojo is back. Oh, look. They've really got this urgency.
Dude,
in
amazing.
them. Beautiful job. Point. Quite often put the smallest person point because they have that height difference to
Yes.
do, and it's easier for them to go down and back up. It's always easier to arch and go
Wow.
down than it is for the heavier people to dig their knees in and go back up. Lovely, lovely job from Aerocart Academy.
Brilliant
Who
performance.
we haven't got all the scores for round 3, but if they carry on in current form, they were in the leads. They didn't have such a great round on the last one.
No.
We'll see, but they're certainly going to be in medal contention and most probably will end the day ahead.
Longcats Para 71 as we get to the middle of the pack now. 24 teams in the 4-way open category. Nice sixes there, Leslie. Let's have a look at the top view. Let's see what this six is. Make sure it's crossing properly. Let's see it's coming up now.
6. Yep. Cross.
Happy
and
with
cross.
that, yeah. Continue as normal. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that little glimpse.
We should get another feed from Martial's helmet, shouldn't we, on one of these competitions?
I don't think the technology is available to keep us a steady image at them.
We can't put a camera on the Jaguar.
Must be a shout out as well to Epic Tech Media providing the live stream and all the backroom gallery services to keep this flying out for you to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Epic Tech Media doing a great job on this production.
They certainly are. Well, there's a skeleton staff here travelling from the UK to Lille, doing fantastically.
Next up in the airflow in the antechamber. Let's keep a look at this. You can see there's 2 teams there on that shot. It's a great shot this of the entrance. You can really see that guy at the back. Oh, it's a bit of a stall there on the. Did you see that on the? It was kind of a ready, set, go.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah. We're communicating. Are we going? Oh.
Expendables Wimby now. And they seem to slow down just a touch.
They must be getting tired. I mean, this is
a
6
lot.
rounds
It's
that
a
they're
lot.
going. And bear in mind that when you compete, normally it's 35 seconds working time. But
Yeah.
these guys, they're actually going in and flying for a minute, which
Yeah.
might sound like it's not very long time. But when you're going and you're going full on, it's like doing a 100 yards sprint
And at this speed, Leslie,
and gymnastics as well.
on these rounds, you come out of the tunnel, you got to recoup, you've got to prepare the next round, and you haven't got much time, have you? You haven't got downtime. There's no downtime as such.
No, because you can't just rock up like 2 minutes before and walk in.
No.
You know, you obviously have to be ready 10 minutes before. Yeah, they've barely got 20 minutes to prep between rounds.
Yeah.
And Monaco, what a beautiful entrance. They were in and had that 6 and broke it and flying before you could say Monaco.
I'm liking this 4-way. I'm not
Yes.
sure where they are in the scores. I'm not quite sure how they're going on with it, but I'm just liking the performance.
They're in the top half.
Yeah.
I think they were around about 6th or 7th. No, 11th, 8th.
All right.
Okay, now we are not talking. I thought for a moment we had all the scores in for round 3,
Have a
but
quick
we
refresh.
don't.
Oh, no.
No.
It's it keeps teasing us, doesn't it?
I know.
We'll bring those scores to you as soon as we have them. You can keep checking out online as well on the Wimby Facebook page and, of course, on the website scores.wimby.com. And Monaco make their way out of the tunnel. Their morning is finished. Lunchtime session for them and a break of the day. It's Saturday, the second day of action. Leslie Gale, Regan Tetlow in the studio as we move into the next team. Late off Rossi's fly zone.
Again, a lovely launch there. They flew that 6 in, flew the formation in intact, and then split it into 2 pieces and started the block move as soon as it was inside the door. really making up the vertical nice. They're not getting much vertical on that 4, but they're flat when they join. And then on this 6, you got the double vertical and coming out nicely on the flat. And it's a vertical but it's quite a simple little one. It's one of my, if you're gonna start people on verticals, this is the block that I generally choose. Just because it's kind of friendly. You don't have that big double vertical like you have with the Zircon. It's a double vertical, but it's like I swap with you and then he swaps with her.
Yeah.
So
it puts it back. It's a symmetry to it.
Yes. And it's got nice flow to it. So just in time, Glaspirados.
I think that's right. That sounds like the best one we've done so far. I'll give you that one.
So their team motto is eat, sleep, fly. Just works for me.
Yeah.
You've got some arrivals at the bottom of the 6. They're sort of putting so much power into the verticals that when it comes out, and it's the same on the close of that 4, it's all very well putting power in, but then you have to be able to shut it off, or you're just taking all that power as unnecessary momentum into the next block or random, which you don't want to be doing that.
Let's just hold this shot for a moment. Let's just see the entrance from this angle. See that rock and push?
And then he almost crawls over the door. But interesting again, as you say, can they score that point if his feet are still on the door?
Yeah, we need to
clarify that one with Thierry. We've got a lot to sort out at lunchtime, haven't we?
I mean, you could probably do it. You know, there's some formations, some draws. You could do a few points while you're still stood there on the.
Yeah. What with the guy just with his hands in? I think there must be something where you get you there for deliberately cheating.
Yeah, I would have thought.
And that looked like they were taking their vertical tight on the 6 there. Let's see it again from above.
Let's go back to the above shot. There you go. Let's try this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's okay.
Good. They must have heard me. Did a better job this time.
Team on board.
And that's it, team on board. They're done for the day now till they reconvene tomorrow. Got a few teams left, and then at 12:30 we're going to have a break, about an hour, and then this afternoon we will bring you more 8-way and more 4-way dynamic.
Let's just hold this shot an extra second just to see this entrance again. It's really good to see what happens here. Yeah, right, okay, carry on. That's it. It's good to see that little push through the door.
This is Tenanine. Where does the name Tenanine come from? Oh, nice work at the front, Matthew.
I'm not sure about the name. I've found out many times in the past and forgot many times as well.
Where it comes from?
Yeah, we'll have to ask again. Must be a Mauritanian word, I would imagine.
Yes, let's see their thing from above. Yeah, the 4. Ooh, they dropped that grip on the 4. Did you see that, or was it just? They didn't quite drop it because it was a double grip, but there was definitely a loose hand. And that's a great 6. And these guys are putting a lot of power and momentum into it, but they're shutting it down at the close. So they're putting all of that into the start, but then putting the same amount of input in to stop the move so that then you don't take any funk into the next one. Moving into the big guns now. Legion Wemby, these are a really, really capable team. I'm assuming they fly here. They've got that sense of, we are not here for patty cake, we mean business.
Yeah.
We are going to do as many points as our bodies will let us, and then a few more as well. Really, really going for it. Great team awareness on these grips, because they are going almost a little bit faster than they control, but as long as everybody comes off and on the grips at the same time, it's still legal, it's good. A great round there. Nice one, guys. That was
the door to go.
Legion Wemby.
Next up is Sport Wimby Lille in the door now with their final flight of the day. busy now around the tunnel with the people arriving, the 8-way competitors, all the teams, 14 teams arriving for them, 14 multiplied by 8, that's a lot of people. And we've got the 2-way dynamic teams as well in the house. They'll be with us after the lunchtime break.
Plus, there seem to be a fair amount of local spectators,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, the weekend, Saturday.
Which is great, yeah, we're here on Saturday. And it's a very pleasant location, not just Lille, it's obviously a beautiful
Yes.
French town in the north of France, but actually the situation here on this seems like an airfield. So many bars and restaurants, aren't there? We were saying last night it's like a shopping mall with no shops.
Yeah,
it does have a cinema and a terrific variety.
Yeah,
of
you've got the
food.
hotel, that lovely hotel right across the road, Mercure, one of our sponsors of the event, where a lot of the competitors are staying and the staff as well. And then all these beautiful bistro restaurants. It's cool little area. Odin, parachute systems, going from strength to strength. Straight into that 6.
So why are they Odin parachute systems when Elisa doesn't jump? She doesn't need a parachute system, does she?
Yeah, they
Presumably they have some sponsorship.
I would
there,
imagine
don't
so,
they?
yeah.
And they are ripping this one up.
Nice end to that lock. Great technique.
And I just love that enthusiasm that you don't jump, but that you want to be doing 4-way to this sort of level.
Yeah.
Because these guys are over a 20 average easily.
Yeah, well, look at the young
Yeah.
athletes from the academy as well. None of those are jumping. You know, they've still got that incredible energy. It's brilliant to see. You know, it really has changed up the way people can fly their bodies. It all used to be all skydivers, and now it's people, world-class performances in 4-way who are not skydivers, and of course, in the freestyle and in the dynamic. That's overtaken now. It's a different sport altogether. Has no relation to skydiving. But here we go.
Extremo,
Extremo.
quick, neat.
Good ends to those 6s.
Yeah, great energy.
Nice.
Putting a lot of power into it, but really shutting down on the close of those 6s and the close of the 4.
I love
energy, stop. Yeah.
Going back to that 6, the great little back move there to close that 6. See it goes nice. I love it. Wow. Growing. It's like those grips to begin that 6 was like a plane landing on an aircraft carrier.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It looked as though someone had turned, just looks like it was on fast forward almost.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or at least a speed and a half.
Great stuff. Very good morning to everybody watching back on the live stream. Chris Place has just joined us. Great friend of mine from back in my hometown of Stalybridge. Chris, the hero of the 80s skydiving scene.
Yeah, I know, Chris.
Yeah. The amnesia now. Right, what are they going to make of this? Interesting to see what they make of these 6s, these little boogie block. Yeah. Ooh.
Wow. Of course, the teams have had all day to find their form, and
Yeah.
it seems to me that Amnesia has got better each round.
Certainly
Look at that,
getting-
they barely, when they're making the 6, he's already got his booties out ready to go over the top.
Yeah.
You see, he's even doing the block almost in the build.
This team
This is
mean
incredible.
business. They want to be there at the top of the world.
Amnesia.
Yeah.
We've never seen you fly so good.
Oh,
Awesome.
What a great way of finishing
Go,
off.
guys. That was a cracking finish from Amnesia. They should be really pleased with their morning's skydiving.
Yeah, great morning session for them. What a fantastic finish. They'll be very happy with that. We'll get the results to you as soon as we have them. 4 more teams to come here in this morning session at Wimby at the French Championships Indoor 2018 in Lille. This is Gavoshe's Wimby.
Wow, they're not hanging around either. You can see all the teams have picked up some momentum. I mean, it's one of those rounds here that's asking for you to go fast.
Yeah.
I love this. Go, Gavroche, go.
Oh, a bit of a hold at the end, out of time.
Yeah,
they
that
knew,
out of
they
time.
knew it was out of
Nice
time.
one. Leg of rush.
Finishes-
And a bit of limping out the tunnel there, like you said. It's those turns at that speed, it gets your calves.
Finishing strong on the morning session with 3 more teams to come. Qatar Tigers, Wimby, French Phillies and the Real Fly Sion all in the antechamber for this finale of the morning session at the end of round 6. Qatar Tigers, here we go. Oh, they've been strong every round as well, Leslie.
And they're breaking that 6 as they're taking the grips. Look, Buff, and they still haven't closed the height, and their off grips really phenomenal. And how are they doing their 6? They look like they're cheating it. Stay with the overhead view, guys. Okay, we got to cross it. That's tight. Tight but legal. Cross, yeah.
Awesome. There they go. Great performance. Big appreciative round of applause by the audience here in the tunnel. A lot of competitors ready for their afternoon session, which will be back in an hour. But in the meantime, 2 more teams to go. The French against the French. The French Phillies against the Real Fly Sion. Here we go.
I wish we had more scores, because at the moment the Tigers are ahead.
After round 2.
Yes, after round 2. But of course, got 3 rounds haven't been judged. That's more than twice as much again, and plus this round. Wow, French ladies, you're beautiful. Very little height difference on that 4, and just making it back up again. Same with the 6. This is so efficient, determined. Be afraid. Be very, very afraid. Fantastic.
Yeah, my hat is on the
Bravo.
girls to take this gold medal in this meet. I think they have got a very strong chance up against with the Real Fly Sion team. The last flight of this morning session is getting into the door right now, Leslie. Everybody in the chamber is watching this action too. Everybody's gathered round the door, nobody's left.
Phenomenal. You can really just see that they are just going full on. The volume is on 10. It does not go any higher than this. They are flying to the absolute limit.
And time up, and a big round of applause from everybody. Second day of action here at the French Indoor Skydiving Championships in Lille, in Wimby. The morning is done. 6 rounds of 4-way in the N2, 6 rounds of 4-way in the N1. That's a wrap for the morning. We'll be back at 13:30 with round 4 of the 8-way, and then at 13:57 with the quarter-final of the 2-way dynamic. Until then, we'll see you.